Aransas, I, you, uh, okay. Listener, I have no words because I am crushing so hard on this woman. We met just a few months ago at the beautiful introduction of Dina Barron,
Mhm.
and I had a conversation with her. I was running late. I got on the call, and her energy was so expansive and such a warm hug that I fell into it. And I didn't even I spoke in a softer voice. I was dropped in. I was so present. And I'm so excited for you, listener, because you get to experience the magic that is my new fabulous, lovely friend. Thank you so much for being here, Queen.
Oh my gosh, I want to be anywhere you are.
Oh, right back at you. I swear, your voice, all of it, it's just a hug.
I can't think of any better compliment to receive. So thank you.
Thank you.
I always said I think so many of us wanted to be cool when we were young, and I was like, I'm decidedly not cool. But then I finally realized that's because I'm warm, and
Right.
actually I like that much better.
Oh my gosh, that is brilliant. I love everything about that. And I love that even though we are new to each other, I feel so connected to you and your beautiful family. And you've been in my home with your sweet prince. And I've seen pictures of your gorgeous family and the way that your children are just making hearts with their fingers in every picture. And you guys are all just so warm.
Thank you. Thank you.
And not as the
I think
opposite
it's
of
true.
cool, but it is.
Yeah, it's cool to be warm, is I
Yeah.
think what we've sort of fell into and have come to believe.
Right.
And, I mean, that's awkward for teenagers. And yet, they have taught me more about how to be
Yeah.
true to
Yeah.
myself than anyone else in life.
Yeah, for sure. And you really do have a family of unicorns.
I think so. And I know you do too.
I
And I
do.
can't wait to meet your unicorn daughter.
Oh my
Your
gosh.
home, like, is the vision of warmth. And
Mm.
for anyone who hasn't been there yet, it is just a truly transformative space. I mean, I can only imagine what my face looked like as we walked through it because, I mean, I've never actually looked at porn before. I'm going to be honest here. But for me, the only porn that would matter would be Zillow porn.
Right?
Uh, I just want to look at people's houses all the time.
Exactly.
And so going into first your barn and then this green open field that was so full of hope and dreams and possibility and history, and then into the home where it just felt like literally every inch was selected and curated with so much loving attention and intention. I was just like, oh my gosh, can I just wander around? And then you said, why don't you just wander around? I mean, really, I'm giddy. I probably feel the way people feel when people who like porn look at
Right.
like sexy porn because it was major house porn.
Oh my gosh. And you feel how I feel. Like I love how we are the vibrational match of the love fest and appreciation for each other and the lives we've created and the work we're doing in the world. And it's all just so beautiful and so cohesive and so obvious that
Yeah.
we would find each other.
Exactly. And I love what you said when I was like, I'm so happy the world brought us together. And you're like, how did it take so long? The
Right.
algorithm must be broken.
Right. Because I feel like we should have grown up in the same house
Exactly. And
because
not a country apart.
as Siamese twins.
Exactly. We can fix that now.
We totally can. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so welcome everyone to the Love Fest that is the Say Yes to Yourself podcast right now. Aransas, tell me, my love, how are you saying yes to yourself in this season?
Hmm. So, I think the best way for me to answer that is a little bit philosophically, but then I'll try to be practical about it, which is that I've realized that for me, I, I believe that every moment is perfect for something.
Mhm.
And so I have designed my life in big picture and small by asking that question of myself over and over again. What is
Mhm.
this moment perfect for?
Yeah.
And so that allows me to come from a place of acceptance rather than one of friction.
Mm.
And so, what do I mean by that? I think in very small ways, it's things like, today is a beautiful sunny day outside, and it was a perfectly, surprisingly warmer day for a good long run,
Great.
but I didn't have a lot of time. And so it wasn't a perfect day for a long run, but it was a perfect day for a short, invigorating, fresh run.
Mm.
And so would I have enjoyed perhaps a longer, slower run? Yes. But that wasn't what this moment was perfect for.
Mm.
And so I chose what this moment was perfect for and chose to celebrate what it was perfect for and fully embrace and enjoy that instead of longing for what it wasn't. There are
Great.
other days that are perfect for a long, slow run. This wasn't it. There are other days that are cloudy and gray and perfect for a cozy yoga practice curled up against a pillow. This wasn't that day. And so it's really, for me, saying the most delightful yeses come from this place of what is this moment perfect for? And
Yeah.
it's true in terms of my parenting.
Yeah.
What is this moment in my parenting perfect for? My
Mm.
marriage, what is this perfect for? And this moment in my marriage perfect for? My home care, my physical care, my mental care, and certainly my coaching and my creative work.
Right. Oh, that is so stunning. I love what a permission slip that is to whether it's a permission to say yes or a permission to exhale or a permission to just to be
Not do it all
present.
the time.
Right. Right. And not be mad at yourself. In fact, celebrate that
Correct.
and all of it.
What a bullying tactic we've
Oh
developed,
my
most of us.
gosh.
Our expectation to do and be everything all the time. And as a recovering perfectionist, it's one I know well.
Yeah.
And so, as much as it is exciting and energizing to me to do all the things and to have all the big dreams, it's actually reliant on me to be able to say really confident, loving no
Yeah.
all the time. So that not all the time, but often enough so that I am not putting myself in a position to feel resentful
Mm,
or
right.
obligated or burned out,
Right.
but that I get to choose to continue to have big, brave, bold
Yeah.
energy in all these areas in my life.
Oh, it's so yummy. And it's so abundant because I
Yeah.
think for me at least, I was doing all the things and telling myself I liked all the things, but I also, like you said, that soundtrack in my mind was, well, if I don't do all these things, I can't have all these things. And that there would be
Mm-hmm.
some sort of consequence or so I was going to miss out. And
Mm-hmm.
even if I slowed down, like
The
the
ship was going
jig,
to pass you by.
right, or the jig
Yeah.
was up,
Yeah.
like so the thing is
Yes.
only running on my fumes. And to really be, you know, I think for so much of my adulthood, and I enjoyed it, my nickname was Princess Wendy. And I called my husband my prince, and he totally was. And all of that worked perfectly the whole time I was a princess. And then
Mm.
I promoted myself to queen. And unfortunately, he was not available to promote himself. So he has moved his kingdom somewhere else, which is great. But there's also this energy for me and maturity that came in the form of understanding that a lot of that motion and movement and constant making it bigger and better and faster and with better ribbon on it or whatever was really like my perfectionism was a trauma response. It
Hmm.
was because I thought if I don't perform at this level, I'm going to lose everything I had. And when I stopped performing at that level with intention and with conscious choice and with alignment, I did, in fact, lose everything. And I
Mm.
was the better for it because what
Mhm.
I lost was not in service to the woman that I was becoming. And liberation is a two-way street. So everything that I quote unquote lost, everything that I really gained in my marriage, my husband gained too. He was feeling trapped in a different way. And so my courage freed both of us. The other things that I did, releasing my connection with even my barn. I loved that she was old, and I loved that she wasn't perfect, and I loved that she had wavy wooden floors and spider webs and the story. And it's time. It's time for her to have a level floor and good lighting and be more secure so uninvited guests don't make their homes in there. And that there's this evolution that
Mhm.
can really bring a new sense of safety that is grounded safety,
Mhm.
that is actual safety, not just running as fast as I can, thinking that I'm going to outrun whatever is chasing me.
Yeah, yeah. And constantly being in that state of pursuit. And I think you and I probably both do something on a regular basis in a self-assessment
Mhm.
of the
Yeah.
life that we've created.
Yes.
Because I know we both went through a similar journey of, okay, this life is pretty good. But if I'm really honest with myself, the life that I really crave is not exactly this one.
Right.
And so I'm going to be brave enough to express that to myself and others and the universe. And then I'm going to go live it. And what happens, I think, so often is we get there, but we've been trained for so
Mhm.
long to chase and pursue the next thing that we forget to embrace and enjoy what is. And
Mm,
so that assessment of, oh, right, this is the dream. This is what I worked so hard for. This is what I get to enjoy the shit out of.
yeah.
That moment is so crucial. And yet, it's one of the ones that is most often overlooked.
Mhm. Right, because the unknown, we can think, is scary.
Yeah. Well,
When
also, though, we are trained that in order to stay motivated,
Mhm.
we have to always feel like we're on to the next thing, but it's counterproductive
That's right.
because what we do then is we cultivate beliefs
Mhm.
of failure. We do
Mhm.
not cultivate a self belief and an understanding of our own creative capability. And so then we
Right.
walk around going, oh, I can't do what I set out to do, so I might as well keep doing what I'm doing.
Right.
But if we can, in those inflection points, stop and look around and say, oh, I did it, we cultivate a deep sense of self belief that then can power our next action. It's just, I've spent my career in motivation and behavior change, and it's one of the things in every area of life that we miss. And so I'm like thinking about it as I was listening to you, I was thinking about the one of the stories I tell about this is at my wedding. Somebody said, be sure to take a break from the wedding and
Mhm.
go upstairs. I know you're a wedding planner, so it felt
Yep.
apt. Go up to the balcony and just
Yep.
take in the moment.
Yep.
Now, without that instruction, I would have moved through it without any
Mm-hmm.
moment of pause and reflection. And I, I do research in my work extensively. I work with many of the world's leading companies to help them understand what their customers really care about and
Yeah.
desire, especially in places of transformation, whether it's financial, medical, et cetera. And some of the research I've done has indicated that the biggest predictor of our happiness is the consistency with which we reflect.
Mm, for sure. That makes perfect sense.
And so, what you're doing in this
Mm-hmm.
podcast, every time you interview a woman, is you're creating a moment for her to reflect
Mm-hmm.
on her history, her accomplishments,
Yeah,
build her own sense of self belief so that she can do more big, brave
that's
things.
right.
You're doing it with your audience too, right? Because
Yes.
we're saying this right now and they're like, yeah, what is my dream life? Oh,
Right?
but even more importantly, what have I done to show myself that I can create a big, brave life?
Right. And I think you said it so beautifully about motivation and how it can sometimes have us on a hamster wheel
Hmm.
with a view we don't even want. And what came up for me when you were saying that was this beautiful difference between motivation, which has me creating the cooperative components that are necessary for me to have what motivation compared to inspired action. That
Mm.
when I do reflect, when I do stop during the wedding and go to the balcony and look down, and I would always do that for my bride. So I'm so happy that someone told you to do that and
Thank
I wasn't your
goodness for people
planner,
like you.
right? Because you just like take this in, all you did this, and all of these people are here to celebrate you and your love, and they are here to support you
Yes.
when you
Nothing
need
can go
it.
wrong.
Right. Like, may this be the worst day of your entire married life. And look,
Exactly.
surrounded by all these people. So it's just, it's so beautiful because that reflection allows for pause, allows for a quieting, which allows us to hear the whisper of our heart and what is next.
Yes. Yeah. And it gives us, I think, that sense that we are capable. And that really,
Right.
it has that any change has to come from that place of belief.
Yes. And if these dreams are in you, these dreams are for you. And that is
Mm-hmm.
why I love, and I probably do it too often and too soon and whatever, share the dreams that are in my heart on this podcast. And they change, but whatever. Like thoughts grow as they're shared,
Mm-hmm.
they evolve. I course
Mm-hmm.
correct. And that day that I tell you all, I not only want a chateau in France, I am now the proud owner of a chateau in France. Like that will be so fun because you will
Uh-huh.
say, oh my gosh, she's been
Uh-huh.
talking about that for a long
Uh-huh.
time. And look, she made it happen.
Uh-huh.
And
And
I say,
hopefully
right
people
back
hearing
at you,
that,
Queen.
exactly, people hearing that, I hope, oh, maybe if I talk about my dreams and don't do
Yes.
what we were trained to do, which is such a load of BS,
Mm-hmm.
don't tell anybody what your wish is when
Right.
you blow out your birthday candle. I was like, that is the biggest load of baloney any of us were fed.
It's
I'm
true.
sorry.
Right?
Tell everybody your wish. This is your birthday.
Yeah.
Like, say it out. It's not going to go anywhere if it's just stuck up in your head.
Right.
And so
Or
be
it's
like
gonna,
Wendy. Say, I'm going to own this chateau.
yeah.
And then say it again and again and again and
Mm-hmm.
again and again and again and again.
Hmm. That's right. And I'm telling you, there have been a few chateaux that have found me since that first desire, what
Mhm.
came into my awareness. And although I don't own one of them yet, they get better and better each time.
I
And it's
mean,
fascinating. And let me tell you, the one right now is way better than the first one and less expensive.
What do you
What?
know? Have I told you that on my vision board 2 years ago, I put a picture of a blue ocean with a bed in front of it
Mm, I love
and
that.
white curtains. And I was like, I will live where I can sit up in my bed and stare at the ocean and have white billowing curtains.
Oh, that
That
gives
is the
me chills.
vision I want for my life, that sense of expansive ease that comes with looking out at the distance. I had a
Yes.
beautiful backyard in my apartment in Brooklyn. I had a beautiful life. I was so, so, so fortunate. And I wanted to be able to look out further into the
Mm,
world.
yes.
And so, what do I live in now? What am I looking at as I speak to you? I'm looking through billowing white curtains at the
Mm,
ocean where I have
yes.
not only my bed, but my office.
I love
So,
that.
basically, every waking hour is spent staring out at the
Mm,
water and the sand and the different ways that the light dances on the sand and the clouds. And it's ridiculous. But
so
I would not
beautiful.
have known
Hmm.
to say yes to that. And it was a crazy yes, we all said just a year
Right.
ago. And as a family, we said yes because we saw what the potential was. We understood that we had asked for this and so we could receive it. And it's the same
Right.
way I found
Oh
my
my
miracle,
gosh.
amazing husband
Hmm.
was I had like dated all these not so great guys, some great ones, but I like was too scared to be loved. And my
Mm,
mom was like, well, what's getting in the way? And I was like, I'm afraid to be loved.
mm.
And
What
it
a
just felt way
beautiful
too vulnerable.
awareness. And
It was
amazing
a
that you
beautiful
could say
question.
that to your mom
I mean,
because
we have a
she
cool
could have
relationship.
something to do with why you feel that way.
Yeah, yeah. There's history. And so she asked me, or maybe I went off and thought about it on my own, but I realized that I needed to understand how I experienced love that I did trust.
Mm,
And as soon as I understood the quality of that feeling and I understood how to recognize it,
yeah.
then even though my husband didn't like, there wasn't some list, some checklist of what his job would be like, what his
Right.
income would be like, what his age, his height, his hair color, right? Like it wasn't
Right.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That honestly, I think is just like, it's so fleeting and so changing and so mutable. It's just really not all that interesting or important to me. But the quality of how he
Yeah.
loved me, that
Mm.
was going to sustain. And that was
Hmm.
only going to deepen because it was a true essence.
Yes.
And we've been together for 20 years, more than 20 years. We've been married for 19, together well over 20. And it is so fun to be loved by him because he loves me in the very specific way that I knew I wanted to be loved.
Mm. That's so gorgeous. And I can attest to being in the same room with you. He loves you out loud and you love him back out loud. And it is
He's the
so
greatest.
glorious. You guys are the greatest. And
He's really my
I,
favorite human on the planet. And I'm like, my life, like the other thought when you asked me, how do I say yes to my life was
yeah.
really like, I judge the quality of my life and honesty by how much I admire the people I hang out with. And he's the person
Yeah.
I admire most on the planet. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to be more like him all the time.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
So lucky me.
I love it. I love it. And I have these opportunities with these remarkable couples. And I'm so grateful as I think about this right now. 10 couples immediately came to my
Wow.
mind, which what a blessing.
Yeah, it's
And I'm like always telling
unusual.
them, thank you for showing me what's available.
Hmm.
Because I've been married,
Hmm.
but I have never been partnered. And
Hmm.
I'm so looking forward to that because, wow.
Because wow,
Yeah.
which is like that phrase right there, Wendy, I think is everything we're talking about.
Mhm.
Thank you for showing me what's available.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what your show is at its core is
Yes.
thank you for showing me what's available.
Right. Right. And we have this opportunity to write these cosmic thank you notes or actual thank you notes when we walk into a stunning hotel lobby in Paris
Yes.
that we're just there for drinks, but we're like, oh,
Oh,
thank you for
thank you for
showing me
showing me
what's
what's
available.
available.
And, meeting people or, still on travel, like going into the
Mhm.
lounge and
Coming to your house.
wow, right, exactly. Like all of these beautiful
Oh.
things. And to have time to sit with the feeling of these beautiful spaces, of these beautiful relationships, of these beautiful dreams that are in our own heart, we have to do what you did a few years ago with your vision board. You're holding space for your dream
Mm.
in a visual, outside of your body and mind way. And I think what happens, which like what you mentioned, don't tell anyone your wish, when everyone standing
Baloney.
in your room, in that room, is a
Wanting to
cooperative
cheer you on.
component for you
Yeah.
getting the pony or
Come
whatever
on.
you want,
Come on.
right? It's so good. But what can happen, and I've certainly experienced it in my own life, the things that are bad, like, oh, I can't talk about that. If I
Um,
say this out loud, this bad, awful thing, it will crush me. And my dreams, the good, fabulous things, if I say this out loud, somebody else will crush it.
mhm.
And the opposite happens when we
Yes.
speak the thing that thinks we shall never speak its name. When we speak that thing out loud and it gets outside of our body, it loses all its power. It's like a
Mhm.
balloon that wasn't tied
Mhm.
off and it just starts flying around the room, losing all of its air. And then it just lays lifeless on the floor, and you don't even have to pick it up because you just
Right.
got it out of your body.
Oh,
Just
phew.
be done.
Thank
And
you.
what happens with our dreams is they grow. You get
Mhm.
water and sunshine on those things, and they get roots and they get bigger, and thoughts grow as they're shared.
Yes.
So, when on my trips to Paris, on solo retreats here at the bed and breakfast, they are a space to dream. They
Yes.
are an opportunity to get water and sunshine. And I'm some miracle grow for your dreams, let me tell you, because I am an
Mm.
idea factory and I hold gracious space for anybody's big idea or big dream. And I especially love doing that in France, in Paris, because I walk around every corner, that place reminds me my dreams are not too big. Just this
Oh.
beauty, the architecture and the fashion and
Yeah.
the yumminess. It's just so good. So this is not just something you do on a weekend or at a retreat or on the beginning of a new year. Here's this dream. I'm going to make a vision board and
Mm-mm.
then I'm going to leave it on my phone and not look at it. Please, like just get it in front of you, put it on the window above your kitchen sink, wherever you
Yes.
are all the time, and let the people in your house see the dreams that
Yes.
are in your heart and let them encourage you and let them tell you their dreams too.
Yes. And if they do poop on your dream, that is really good data that they are dream poopers.
That's right. And bad form, by the way, bad form.
Honestly, I mean, it's probably because somebody pooped on their dreams. So, it's not like we're going to write them off necessarily
Hurt
right
people.
away, right? Still worth asking them their dreams and maybe showing them another way, showing them what's possible. Uh,
Yes.
and I say in the book that I'm writing, I talk about being very conscious of finding allies and amplifiers. Now,
Love
clearly,
that.
you are an amplifier.
Right back at you,
And
Queen.
thank you, my friend. And I think you understand what an ally is. It is somebody who
Hmm.
can see your dream and say, yeah, I get you. I believe in you. I'm going to be beside you. And the amplifier is
Hmm.
the one that's like, what if we turn up the dial a little higher?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it is, I think so often we give up on the dream because we
Mhm.
are around people who are not allies and amplifiers. And
Right.
honestly, it's a choice. It is a choice to tell the people and your gut most of the time who will be an ally or an amplifier. And if you're not
Right.
ready
Yeah.
for somebody to stomp on your dream, maybe start by telling somebody who won't.
Like me.
Think of the person in your world, even if it's the barista.
Yep.
I got an ultrasound yesterday. And I told this woman a story, the ultrasound tech, this silly story as I was walking in the door. She was, I love that for you. And I was like, that
So
girl,
fun.
she's the girl you tell your dreams to, because she's gonna be like,
Right.
love that for you, whatever it is. Like, who are those people?
Yeah.
And it might be the woman two cubicles down. Like I said, it might be the barista, but telling these things to anyone that you believe is going to be like, yeah. And certainly I host the Uplifters podcast, as you know, and you've been a guest
Yes.
on so powerfully. And I just, like I said, I judge my life by the quality of
Mm.
the people I surround myself with. And I was like, I want to build a whole network for my
Yeah.
life of uplifters.
Yes.
And so that's what I have. And it's
It's
great.
beautiful.
It's amazing. It's life changing.
Right.
And
And it's
we all have
accurate.
access to them.
It's accurate. It's actually the world view that you desire to operate in and under.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's where I do best. I am
Hmm.
investing in myself by surrounding myself with people I admire. And it's
Well done.
not like I don't have people in my life who challenge, who,
Right.
right? Like, actually, I think that's just as important, but not with a teeny tiny baby seed of a dream.
That's right.
You got to let the thing grow some roots, as you said,
Yeah.
before you start allowing people to poke holes in it.
Right. Right. And
Allow yourself to get excited, to get clear about your vision
yes.
first.
Right. I think that comes with this practice of alignment,
Hmm.
of knowing. So I believe that we're responsible for the what and the why, like what
Yeah.
I want and why I want it. And that's what I am focusing on. But the who and the how,
I don't
that's
know.
not my responsibility.
No.
So when I do share my dream and someone is asking me, like, well, why do you want that? I'm like, well, first of all, have you met me? And secondly, because I desire more guest rooms and a longer table. And I just want, I want this beautiful space and I want to invite people to it and all the things. I want what I have in Massachusetts. I want the French version of that. But if somebody asks me, well, how do you plan to do that? Think, oh,
Mm,
well, that is actually not a question that I'm required to answer.
no.
You'll have to ask the universe because that is on their to do list, not on mine. And it helps me. And that can be an eye roll for someone, whatever. Unless you're my tax accountant, I don't, not really interested in your eye roll. I'm not really interested in my tax accountant's eye roll either. But when I know how, he'll be the first to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think coming from that, um, I think it's important too to remember that you are actively playing a role in this. The
Yes.
how is sourced from you. It is
Right.
sourced from your willingness to
Yeah.
say the dream out loud, to open yourself to the answers. And one of the things I say a lot in my work is Q over A.
Mm,
And what I mean by that is I'm way more interested in questions than answers.
yes.
And I think so often what we focus on is answers. I got to have all the answers. No,
Hmm.
no, 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 my friend. It's about the questions. What questions are you going to ask?
Right.
Because the answers will come to you.
Hmm.
And so oftentimes in my journal, I'll say, like, did I make the right decision? Well, that's a terrible, ungenerous question. That's impossible to answer always. Um, but instead, I might say, how will I know that
Mm,
I've made the right decision?
hmm.
And maybe I connect with a little data there. And then I say, I'm just going to open myself to finding more data that informs this because I don't
Yes.
really know the answer right now.
Hmm.
And wouldn't you know, as soon as I tell myself that I'm going to open myself to discovering more data appears.
That's right.
And I do it like when I'm planning retreats, when I'm planning
Right.
events and experiences, I'll say, I know I want there to be some moment where these strangers come together and feel like a community. And
Mm,
my initial instinct, like you said, is if we want to move fast. I want to find the
right.
answer. Give me the creative idea. That doesn't usually yield the best ideas. But if I say, I'm setting this intention, just open my eyes to
Yeah.
seeing how this feeling might become reality,
Mm,
then it comes.
yeah.
And an abundant,
Yeah.
exciting, energizing new idea comes
Yes.
in. And as I talk to you, and this really came up for me as I was listening to you in the beginning, I wrote down fairy tale to reality because you use a lot of fairy
Mm,
tale imagery in your personal
mm,
narrative.
yes.
Princess,
Mm-hmm.
prince, unicorn.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And what is
Dreamy.
dreamy, queen?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't given up on fairy tale.
Mm-mm.
You have simply turned fairy tale into reality instead of fairy
Yes.
tale into idea or
Mm-hmm.
concept or
Mm-hmm.
image. You've turned fairy tale into reality.
Thank you. I received that. And I think my princess era was waiting for it to happen
Yeah.
because I believed it was coming from
Yeah.
outside of
Yeah.
me. And in my promotion, I
Uh-huh.
realized, well, she's the one that gets it done.
Oh,
That's the
yes.
queen. And
BT
she
dubs.
doesn't, right? Like she does not do the work. She's wildly supported.
Mm,
She's represented. She has advisors. She is the final say. She is loving. All of these really, really beautiful
mm,
attributes.
mm.
And I love the how do you say that word?
Inclusivity.
Thank you. Of a dream that's bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I love being the one that makes it happen on my own as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's beauty in that.
Yeah.
I love collaboration and I love not asking permission and I love
Mhm.
not waiting around till someone else thinks this is a great idea. So there's all of this movement and expansion and evolution to these dreams. And I
Mm,
think when we are focused on our why, focused on, like you said, the feeling that we want these people that started as strangers to become community. That's a feeling. That's not a, and
mhm,
then their hair was red or what, like there's not something
mhm,
like it's felt that when we focus on that feeling and when we focus on Q over A, I love that so much. We open up the doorway. If I say, I want this particular chateau in France, and I need investors, and I want it to be this person and this person that we do it together, and I want it to happen within 6 months, and my first retreat will be in June. Okay, so that might sound like a business plan, whatever. But when I say, I want this and I am available to be surprised and delighted, I
mhm,
know that I didn't find this. Somebody introduced it to me, and all the synchronicities around this particular property and the timing of it, I already know that there are divine elements at work
mhm,
here, and I just want to be in such alignment that when I get a hit to accept a podcast pitch, and then I'm in that conversation, and then they know somebody, and then that leads to that, I'm like, okay, I could not have figured out that how.
mhm.
So just being available
That's it.
and connected So I'm not just sitting around doing nothing,
Oh
but I'm
no.
not just doing stuff to fill the
You're
time
the queen
either.
bee, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we have a responsibility, and that responsibility is to our personal alignment,
Uh-huh.
and then to take the inspired action that comes from that inner knowing.
That's it. That's it. From that place of courage and clarity and confidence because you knew what you wanted. You
Yes.
knew what you were desiring. And so you were able to recognize it when it came to you.
Yes. And I know how I want to feel.
Uh-huh.
And I know the tenets of that thing. It doesn't have to be even this particular property, but
No.
I'll know when I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Mm-hmm.
you identifying, how do I want to be loved? So then it's like, of course, the package is really nice also.
I mean,
And the contents of the package are
even
also
better.
exactly what you
Yeah.
wanted. And that is, sometimes we hear like, well, you gotta, be the friend you want to be. And, when in the
Yeah.
calling and the one, like it's all about your relationship with you before you can find the love of your life and sometimes we can think like, ugh, why am I the one that has to do all the effing work?
Yeah.
Well, it's because that's how you'll know. That's how you'll know when you found your treasure, because you knew what you wanted to find.
Yeah. I think too, the confusion that happens for many people is going back to what we were saying about the chase,
Yeah.
right? So if I feel like I am constantly in a place of pursuit,
Mm,
I do not feel like I have leadership in my life.
right. Right.
I've got to go and find the right home. I've got to go find the right partner. I've got to go
Mhm.
find the right friends. I've got to go get pregnant. What, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
all these things. And these, I use those examples consciously because they can feel super out of control.
Mm-hmm.
And they are so deeply reliant on what other people want and need.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, I think, so much more powerful to invest that energy in taking care of our own understanding.
Mm.
And instead of coming through life as a victim,
Yeah.
which it is really easy to fall into victim energy
Yeah.
and to feel like everything in life is happening to us. And the problem with victim energy is that it lowers our sense of possibility
Yes.
and it digs us into a hole, which becomes increasingly difficult to dig out of. And so the only way
Yes.
out is to start leading and to say,
Yes.
okay, in what tiny way can I show up as a leader in my life today?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's reclaiming 5 minutes.
Right. And I think going back to your initial yes, asking that question in those 5 minutes,
Hmm.
what is this moment perfect for?
What is this moment perfect for? That's exactly right.
It's so good. Oh my gosh. I love you so much.
I
I could
love you,
talk
my
to
friend.
you
You have to come
all
join
day
us. We have
long, every
Uplifters
day.
Live in March
Ooh, yay!
in Manhattan. It's the greatest day ever. It's just a bunch of
Yes.
inspiring, uplifting, midlife, dreamy women all in one place. And you have to join us.
Oh
It's
my
truly going to be
gosh.
the best day ever, especially if you're there.
March what?
March 13th, my birthday. Hey.
Oh, happy birthday. Isn't that
Hey.
so fun? I
I
know
love,
you did it on purpose.
I did. So
That's what I do for my summer
last
solstice white
year,
party.
I mean, it's the best. Last
Yep.
year I did my 50th birthday. So we had to have the
Fun.
event on a Thursday, but usually we do it
Okay.
on a Friday, whether it's my birthday or not.
Oh
But it
my
happens to be
gosh.
Women's History Month, always in March.
Perfect.
So
Yes.
it's perfect.
Checking my calendar in this moment
My
because,
producer's birthday is March 30th and mine is March 13th. So it's actually
oh,
the reason we launched the show when
fun.
we did too. So
Oh, I love it so
it's a
much.
celebration of our dreams.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And I hope your
Yeah, it
beautiful
is.
audience will come join us too.
I think they will. I'll meet you all there in New York on the 13th. I'm so excited, and I'm
The best
getting
little
on
Lower
a,
East Side adventure.
I
I'm trying to
love it.
plan a hot tub boat tour too.
Oh my
Yeah,
word.
it's a
I didn't
boat
even know
with
there
hot
was
tub.
such a thing. That's
You
so
cruise
fun.
the East River and a hot tub,
Yes, as one
right?
does.
Why wouldn't you?
Right. That's brilliant.
I
Oh my
agree.
gosh. I'm so
I
in.
sound like
I'm
weird.
super
Wonderful.
excited. It's awesome. It's awesome, awesome,
Awesome.
awesome. Okay. So everyone is madly in love with you, just like me.
Oh, we're all
And
one family now.
please tell them all where they can find and follow you, how they can listen to the podcast, how they
Yeah.
can get their space at Uplifters Live right after mine. Yeah, all the things.
So the best way to find me is on my Substack. And I freaking love Substack. I could talk about it forever. I think it's the best place on the internet.
Say why.
My Substack is called The Uplifters, and it I love Substack because it is designed to create community and to build
Perfect.
relationship organically. And so when you follow my Substack, it's going to make recommendations to follow the Substacks I love, which happen to be other
Perfect.
uplifters.
Yeah,
And so it just helps us all create and deepen community in this really organic way that's not driven by ads. And so instead of
right.
everything being paid for by ads, it offers paid subscriptions. But 99% of what's on there you can see for free. It's just
Right.
like a way to sponsor and support people if you want to,
Which is
if you feel
brilliant.
called to. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
And it's a totally different way of looking at sort of a creator economy
I love it.
that just feels so much more authentic. So my
Yes.
Substack is the best place to find me. You can find more on aransasavas.com. And the Substack is the uplifterspodcast.com or, on social on all the places, mostly LinkedIn and Instagram.
Perfect. We will link everything in the show notes. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
amazing. Thank you for being aligned and following your path to me.
I'm so happy we get to keep learning and growing together, my soul sister.
Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. I can't wait to have you back. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.